Hey, Planeswalkers, hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today is one of my favorite days. It is tier list day, and we have the standard best of one and best of three tier list here for you. So appreciate you tuning in. Flip me a like, smash the subscribe. I'd love to see you around some more. On top of that, if you happen to have a question or comment, please let me know. Love to hear from you or feedback as well. You can let me know down below or in the Discord server. That's in the details for you, along with today's timestamps where I will break down the tier list and do a little bit of a retrospective here today. So again, thank you for your support as always. Appreciate it. And ultimately, our goal is to get us teed up here for Kamigawa. So stay tuned because we got some things coming here in the next couple days as things unfold. So how are we doing this? Because we're doing this a little bit different. So first off, what is a tier list? A tier list is a stack rank. Here, we're very aggressive in terms of pure data this time, leveraging Untapped to knock things out here, as you see in our Friday night meta. But the difference here is this particular take, if we go up here, is the current meta. So that is all the bannings that have happened. This isn't the meta snapshot. This is actually the tier list with statistics in silo, obviously, of people that use Untapped, but also Arena, so it doesn't take into account tournaments and those kinds of things. So this is a very interesting cut for us here, and so just wanted to kind of quickly explain that for you here today. So that is a stack rank, again, based off of win rates. And again, most of these decks will have quite a lot of matches. Here we can see 300,000 in particular, bronze to mythic. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to hone in on mythic and see where a lot of players are playing and what decks are playing, because that is always a key indicator for us. And then we'll take a step back and continue to look at a little bit more of the competitive scene to really help us break things down, given some of the matches. And then additionally, we all know not as much being played actually in standard. So big things to know. So when we look at mythic, what do we have in terms of a tier list? Right now, Naya Humans, Orzhov Control, Mono White Aggro, and Mono Green Stompy are the four most played decks. Additionally, here you can see some of the lower statistics, but these are really going to be the key decks that you want to be aware of. When we blow things out a little bit more, we get a better picture in the competitive scene. So when we look at a tier 1, we have Naya Humans here. So this has been a big pickup and change in terms of the meta, in particularly after the bans and some of the changes for standard, certainly paving the way for this deck to do its work and do its thing. Next, we have Mono White Aggro. Again, one deck that's obviously carried over, but shifted just a little bit and lost some space to Naya Humans in terms of the meta. Orzhov Control is picked up, again, doing very well in that tier 1. Again, we saw that in the mythic space as well, being a viable counter. So you have kind of a mid-range, an aggro, and then a late game type deck. And then you get into Mono Green Stompy, which again is a nice blend between aggro to mid-range. As we move forward into tier 2, we have Orzhov Clerics, additionally Boros Aggro, Selesnya Humans. Again, this is more of a life gain deck. If you watched me in the Mythras Multiverse Tournament, you could see some of that interaction. We got Mono Black Control, again, more of a late game. Mono Red Goblins being a speedy deck there. Cruel Werewolves, again, a bridge, aggro to mid-range. Is It Control has really been the deck that's changed with some of the post-banning stuff, being, again, focused on a number of things here between dragons, Hullbreaker, and then you can see some mills. So a couple different interactions with that deck. We got Dimmer Zombies being sub 50%, suboptimal Zor's Control, not doing as well. Jund mid-range, again, kind of not finding that space here before being stronger, obviously. But again, this is best of 1, and then Dimmer Control at 45%. So these are all the key decks to pay attention to across tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 for you here in Magic the Gathering Arena, in the Innistrad Crimson Vow kind of final leg here for us in February. So important to pay attention. I'll have this list available to you down below and also on my website, hopefully, depending on time. So I'll make sure I have those links there and you can check those things out, Planeswalkers. So that is best of 1. Those are the key decks to be playing today, and I want to make sure that this is clearly communicated again. So stay tuned because we'll talk a little bit more about this stuff as the week revolves here today. Next, I'm going to blow this back out so that you can just see that, and then we're going to move over to best of 3 for standard. So here in best of 3, look at this. 19,000 matches all the way across. Not a ton of data. You can really see how things have slowed down here, but very important nonetheless to see what's going on. And then let's go into Mythic here. Again, not a ton in Mythic. 2,000 matches, and Orzhov controls the key deck. But let's go ahead and take a step back and look at Platinum. Again, 12,000, so again, 16 to 12. You can see a lot of that happening in that competitive space, which is pretty common and typical here of standard, particularly best of 3. So when we look at best of 3, here's the key decks that we have. So Orzhov Control being the key one at the top. Wedding Announcement was one of the kind of changes that certainly has evolved over time. We got Naya Aggro, again, similar to the deck in best of 1. Naya Humans, same thing. Again, going from best of 1 to best of 3. Then we have Mono Green Stompy here. Gruul Aggro. Again, more of a pure Gruul aggro list, not the werewolves kind. We got Mono White aggro still being in the space. Esper Control being a big player here. That one of those late game decks. Jund Midrange again, and Izzet Spells. So these decks really from Jund up being fairly competitive, 6% difference. But if you want to break this down, you'd probably say tier 1's Orzhov Control, Naya Aggro, and Naya Humans. Mono Green, Gruul aggro, Mono White. Potentially in that tier 2 space, and then Esper Control, Jund Midrange, and Izzet Spells kind of turn tier 3. So that's kind of how I'd break that down in terms of our best of 3 snapshot here for standard. Again, I'll have this list available to you down below, so you have access to that, and then also on my website. Planeswalkers, let me know if you have any questions. I wanted to get this to you. Again, as Kamigawa unfolds, we got to pay attention to this. As we like to keep an eye out on the meta and see how things evolve there. So with that, Planeswalkers, I just want to say thank you as always for your support. Flip me a like, smash the subscribe. Let me know what you think of this style, if you like this one better or the way that we did it before, and those things, because I'd love to hear from you. So feel free to hop in the Discord server as well, and swing by, say hi. And last but not least, stay tuned because we got a ton more things coming your way. The best way to do that is to support the channel, obviously, with the subscribe. Click that button, or feel free to follow. Lots of great ways to stay in touch with all things here going on in the channel. So with that, Planeswalkers, again, thank you as always. On top of that, you stay safe, you take care, stay tuned because we got a ton more things coming your way. I'm looking forward to what's to come here very soon. So until next time, Mythras out, you stay safe, you take care.